अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभ तीर्थगोस्वामिने नमः। पतित पावन परम करुणामय परमाराध्यतम शिल गुरुदेव नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज जी के श्री चरण में असंख्य कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणाम करते हुए उनकी अहेतु की कृपा प्रार्थना करता हूँ। So, by the mercy of most revered Srila Guru Maharaj, we have been discussing about the glories of the holy name, where yesterday we tried to understand that how the modern public follows the scriptures, what kind of opinion they keep towards the scriptures. So further it says, when faults are thick, where love is thin. So love becomes thin, love naturally becomes thin when the faults are very thick. So these people, those who go against the Vedic injunctions, they are the kind of people, those who are lacking badly. What they are lacking? Good instincts. And also they are lacking previous religious merits. When these things are not there, those who don't have these past religious merits, such people, they are like the kind of people, they can't appreciate the scriptures. So what happens, and such kind of people, they relish, they enjoy very cheap literature which can be found on the footpaths or some bookstores, like some novels, some articles or something else, such a kind of literature. And what happens, or maybe some photographs or something, like we can see some magazines with so many strange kind of pictures, so many strange pictures and so many other kinds of things. While watching all of them, reading all those books, what happens? The passions, the passion of the senses, they keep on increasing. And also all these senseless stories and also useless fun, everything, it spoils the consciousness. There are certain fortunate souls with very high instincts in them, and they develop early in their lifetime association with sadhus and practice detachment. So there are so many other kinds of people, those who have good instincts, such people, they go very quickly, they try to take the association of those pure souls, sacred souls, the pure devotees, and then they practice detachment. A submissive attitude with an unbased mind is the true sign of seeker after truth. Many of the ignorant people are unwilling to accept their ignorance. We can see that ignorant person, it's natural that he doesn't want to accept himself to be an ignorant person or the ignorance. They are so egoistic that they never believe that there is a greater person in the world than they themselves. All these people, what kind of people they are, that they don't believe that there is some other person superior than them in knowledge or in any other fields. According to them, they are the best. They are ultimate. Their behavior only reminds us of a mantra of the Upanishad. Those who remaining in the midst of extreme ignorance consider to be what they consider to be themselves as learned and enlightened, come to grief like one blind man leading another. So, it's in Mundakopanishad. What it is said, avidyayan mantare vartamana swayadhira panditanyanyamana. What it is said, those who remain in this ignorance, they consider themselves to be highly learned. Not only just learned, they consider themselves to be realized, enlightened. And now, how they are like, it's like one blind man leading the other blind man. Ultimately, it's not going to be of any use. Finally, what is going to happen, that they both are going to fall in a ditch where we can see that their bones and skulls, everything is broken. Because a blind man, how it is possible that he can take other blind man? Not possible. If a person is ignorant, how it is possible that he can help other ignorant people? But an ignorant person, that is the speciality, that he doesn't want to accept that he is ignorant. So, if the person accepts the literature, if a person accepts the scriptures and the authority, that means he is naturally accepting himself to be inferior. So, they don't want to accept themselves to be inferior. So, that's why they always consider themselves to be a very educated and highly qualified. What are the Shastras? Why do we believe in them? The Shastras, though appearing in book form before us, printed by human labor. So, all these books which appear in front of us in the form of a book, and also by the efforts of so many people, and also different kinds of machines invented by us, and the paper manufactured, all those things. What ultimately what we have to understand is, should not be considered, we should not think it as the production of something from this material world. They consider people, foolish people, ignorant people, they consider that these are the books published. These are the books published, and some ink is used, some paper is used, and also some machines are used like that. But actually, they think that these are the product of this material world. But actually, what it is said, they are the words of the Godhead Himself. The scriptures are not the things which are invented by someone. We may manufacture the paper, we may manufacture ink or the machines or the press, whatever it is. Or maybe we may be very good expert in making the layout of the book and present it. But the fact is, this is the message of Godhead. As we have already discussed before, this inscribing of the literature started 5000 years ago by Vyasadeva. When Vyasadeva has done this, because the memory of these humans have become so short, lack of memory, lack of brains, so lack of understanding, nothing is there. So if something is spoken, because the memory the person is losing, there is a high possibility of forgetfulness, forgetting, and also there is high possibility of manipulating the original text. So that's why Vyasadeva very mercifully he has compiled, he has inscribed all these literature, but actually everything is the words of the Godhead coming down into this world through the lips of unconditionally surrendered souls, pure devotees of the Lord, who are the transparent medium for the same. So what is this literature? What is the scripture? It's basically the word of the Lord which is coming down through the lips of a unconditionally surrendered pure devotees of the Lord. So Lord accepts the person who has unconditionally surrendered unto his lotus feet and conveys his message to the world through his lips. So the lip movement is done by the unconditionally surrendered pure devotee of the Lord. We call him a sadhu, a devotee, a monk. But the words which are coming down are the words spoken by the Lord himself. They are the words spoken by the Lord himself. That's why he chooses this transparent medium. This medium is so transparent. So it can be, the message can be seen in a crystal clear form. No need, like there is no adulteration, there is no dilution, nothing. The message is visible, completely clear message is visible. That is the speciality. That is the speciality. So if the medium is having some other motive, then it can't be transparent. When the medium is not transparent, then the result is not going to come. The results are not going to come. So that's why the Lord chooses the transparent medium, just to make sure his words are descending onto this world as they are. That's why pure devotion descends only through pure devotees of the Lord. The pure devotion, it descends through the pure devotees of the Lord. It's not possible. If someone who is inclined towards karma, someone who is inclined towards jnana, yoga or some other things, or maybe a person possessing so many other kinds of defects, it's not possible. And what it is said? And these great souls, what they are doing? They are the they are the one who is conveying the message of the transcendental realm. And how they are doing it? by coming down to this worldly platform. That's why Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has given this kirtan. Emon durmati sansara bhitare podiya yachino ami. I am a person who has fallen in this world, and I don't have the desire to even make an attempt to come out of this world. I don't want to come out of this world. But tava nijajan kona mahajane pathaiya dile tumi. But the Lord is so merciful. When He sees His own children falling in this material world and suffering the affliction, He could not tolerate it. So finally what the Lord does? He has sent His beloved associates. So the associates who are coming down to give us this message that the Lord is very merciful. Tamar tarite Sri Krishna Chaitanya Navadvipe avatar, that the Lord has appeared in Sri Dham Navadvip only to rescue you. The personalities who are conveying this message of the Godhead are the one who has descended from the abode of the Lord. A conditioned soul has no capacity to convey the message of the Supreme Lord. Conditioned soul has no capacity. So, it is only possible by those people, by those personalities, those who are empowered by the Lord, or those who have attained perfection in their life, or those who are the associates of the Lord, those who descend from the abode of the Lord. So, what they are doing? They descend onto this material world only to rescue the fallen souls, only to protect the humanity, only to save the humanity. So they come down, and what they say? Ohe dinajan shuno bhalo khatha. Please listen whatever we want to tell you. By listening to what we are saying, your heart will be in joy. You will experience joy. You will be happy. What is such news which really makes us happy? That the Lord has now appeared in this world. Now we may say, actually, now He is not there. He appeared but He departed. No, the Lord is always present in this world in the form of sound, that transcendental sound vibration. So if we want to connect ourselves with the form of the Lord, then we just need to take shelter of His divine name, the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Naam Vigraha Swarup, Teen Ek Roop, Teen Bhed Naye, Chidananda Roop. There is no difference between the holy name of the Lord, form of the Lord, and the Swarup of the Lord, the deity of the Lord. They are identical. So the Lord in this world present in the form of the sound, the divine name, He is always present. And if we can chant the holy name, then we can experience His Swarup, His form. That is the speciality. So that's why these devotees, they come, the associates of the Lord, to enlighten us, to give us this message that wake up, it's high time. The Lord has come to rescue you and to save the humanity. So, what they contain? all these great personalities, they have the records. They have the records. Records of what? Of the inspiring lives of great personalities. They have the details. They not only tell us, they practically show us by their own example as well as by the example of so many other devotees and enlighten us. And also their thrilling experiences of the devotees and these great personalities, their personal experiences and the experience of these great devotees. If there is no example, if there is no ideal, naturally it is not possible to accept anything. Some ideal has to be there, some example has to be there, some standard has to be set by their own practice, so that can inspire next generations and help them to advance in higher level. So these great personalities, they have those records and they also have their own experiences and practices. That is the speciality. And also there are so many secrets and also details in relation with the Supreme Lord, who is the very object of their worship. Means they are not an ordinary people, they are God realized personalities. They are God realized personalities. So what are these scriptures? Scriptures are not only the message of the God, but actually the practical application of those messages, the practical application of the message of Godhead in the life of a devotee. Means a devotee's realizations are the scriptures. That's why we can see, we call Srimad Bhagavatam as Paramahansa Samhita. It is the compiled form of different pastimes of the Lord along with those great personalities and the teachings of those great personalities, realized souls. It's a compiled form of all the teachings of all those great Paramahamsas. The one who can discriminate, the one who can differentiate what is devotion and what is not, what is the ultimate object of attainment, everything like that. So, but in this world we see there are so many infallible truths. There are so many infallible truths above this above this human nature, and also for all the ages. Means there are so many such truths which can't be comprehended by these intellectuals. Why? Because humans have the tendency of committing so many mistakes, blunders. They are imperfect. We can't claim that everyone is wise. No man is always wise in this world. So when a person is not wise or not perfect, it's natural that such person, there is high possibility of committing so many mistakes. That is why we always notice one type of argument replaces others, which in turn again defeated by a still different one, and so on and so forth. So we can see that's why the opinion, basically the opinions of one person doesn't match with the opinion of other person, because of all these deceptive and defective senses of the person. They are deceptive and also defective. That's why our opinions doesn't match. We always have some conflicts. We always have some conflicts in the opinion. Munde matir bhinnam. Different personalities have different ideology. If we can see, like in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj has one problem, and then he wanted some solution for that. As he has received curse from the son of Samik Muni, Shringi Rishi, that Parikshit Maharaj shall disappear, shall die in the 7th day, on the 7th day from today onwards. And now Parikshit Maharaj is more worried that I have very less time. How I can make the best use of my life, and how I can rectify, confess the mistake I have committed in the lotus feet of that great sage. And so many scholarly personalities were present, so many great rishis were present, and everyone is presenting their own opinion. They have their own opinion, idea, and none of them were clear about what they are saying. So finally, only Shukdev Goswami is the one who has appeared there and gave the final conclusion about hearing the pastimes of the Lord, worshipping the Lord. That's all. So anyhow, all these people, great personalities, even though they are very big and very great personalities, but still their opinion doesn't match with each other. Like Gemini has different opinion with Charvak, and Charvak has different opinion with some other. That's why when Yudhishthir Maharaj was asking Bhishma Pitama to tell him that which path is the best path, then Bhishma Pitama, he says, Mahajana gatassa eina pantha. The best path to walk is the path laid by these Mahajanas. Who are the Mahajanas? They are the personalities who doesn't have any defective senses and also defective senses. like that. But all others in this material world are not considered as perfect personalities. Only the devotees of the Lord, the pure devotees. We should not take it in a different way, because when we say the devotees, then many people, they have a different kind of opinion. Like one person raises and he says, because we are the followers of Srimati Radhika, so that means we are much superior than Hanuman, Prahlad and all these devotees. That's wrong conception. We should always understand that we are not devotees. We should always understand that we could not be a devotees. A realized soul never accepts himself to be realized. So we have to prepare ourselves that we are the servants of the devotees. We have to take shelter in the lotus feet of the devotees and serve devotees to be the servant of devotees. But we should not be so desperate, or we should not have this kind of thinking that we are devotees, we are Vaishnava. Vaishnava Dasanudas. Dasanudas. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of servant. In fact, I am not even servant. I want to be the servant of the Vaishnavas. That should be what we should have. If not, we may assume and speculate, and we think that we are much superior than all these rishis. Because such ignorant people are seen in this world. They consider themselves self-glorifying, and they consider themselves highly elevated and realized. That is also the deceptive nature. That's not good. That is going to give so many problems at one point. So what we have to follow? Mahajanagatasayena panta. Follow the path laid by Mahajanas. Who are these Mahajanas? They are the one who has unconditionally surrendered in the lotus feet of the Lord, and then the Lord mercifully empowers them to rescue this material world, the jivas of this material world. We ourselves have not having the capacity to rescue the fallen souls of this world. We have to understand this. But Vaishnavas, they have Brahmand Tarite Shakti Dhare Jane Jane. Each and every Vaishnava has the capacity that he can rescue all the souls suffering in this whole Brahmanda. That is the speciality. So they are the Mahajanas. So what it is said? The Shastras, as the word of the Supreme Lord, are far above what? Inefficiencies. The one who is inefficient, the one who has inefficiency. What is inefficiency? There are four things. We call them as like defects. What are they? Bhram, Pramad, Viprlips, and then Indriya Apattuta, also known as Karnapatav. What is this Bhram? Bhram means wrong perception of one thing to other. This is there. It's very dangerous. Wrong perception of one thing to other is very dangerous. Like we see something and then we understand it to be something else. That is totally wrong. And this Brahm, it comes because of misconception of self. When there is misconception of self, naturally this Brahm comes. Wrong perception of the thing comes. When a person is having unclear mind, wrong conception about things, how he can understand the message of God? The one who is beyond the intellectual and mental comprehensions of the conditioned soul. Not possible. So that's why it is said that Brahm, wrong conception, it's not good. And then Pramad. What is Pramad? It's heedlessness. Viprlips. What is this Viprlips? It is the desire to deceive ourselves as well as the desire to deceive others. When a person has this desire to cheat others, when a person has this desire to cheat himself, people, they are so happy in cheating themselves. And also they are very intelligent. They use all their intelligence to cheat others as well. That is viparlipsa. Like so many people are inspired to come forward, to chant the holy name, to serve the Lord, to take initiation and follow the pure devotees. But the biggest problem is what they are doing, because they can't observe Ekadashi. For them, observing Ekadashi is very difficult. If we don't eat something, how will we survive? It's very difficult to survive. So what they are doing, they find an alternative. They find a way where they can come in contact with devotees, and also no need to follow so many rules. This is also cheating. No, you people say not to take tea or coffee, very difficult. You people say don't eat onion and garlic, it's very difficult. What to do? How it is possible? It's all this is cheating only. All this is cheating. Or maybe today we pretend to be following all the rules, and secretly, where no one is there, we cheat ourselves, and then we compromise with the rules. And then we make an escape by saying what to do. There is no alternative. Alternatives are always available. There is no necessary to compromise with any of the rules. We always have an alternative. There is no such thing where there is no alternative. Like that. But the tendency to cheat ourselves. No, you people ask us to chant 16 rounds, no time. So there it is okay. If you sit 10 minutes in the morning and then do some prayer, that is sufficient. We are thinking like this. Without performing bhajan, without giving up all these enjoying propensities, no one can realize the God. No one can attain perfection. No one can attain devotion. Nothing. Life will remain here only and rotting slowly. At one point it starts to stink. And then we feel that I did so much but I attained nothing, because you are so foolish and you compromised with the standards, with the values. Then how you will experience any realization now? Not possible. These are the kind of people. And fourth one is deception of senses. What is that? Imperfect senses. Self-deception. All these things are very dangerous. The Shastras are not the compositions of human beings or any other similar fallen jivas. We have already discussed this, that it is not the composition, it is not something written by any human beings, that some person has written this, some person has compiled this. No. Or maybe some other fallen person has done this. No. Vedas, the scriptures, are considered as actually apaurshyas. They are considered as apaurshyas. That's why we have to understand that those scriptures are present since time immemorial. Today it has come in a form of the book, in a compiled form, but actually they were all the time present. There was no such time when these scriptures were not present. Scriptures are the message of God. Lord is present since time immemorial. His message is also present since time immemorial. And His message is like the manual which helps the world which helps the creation to be enlightened, so that each and every individual, every jiva can find his way back to Godhead and to unite with Him, engaging in the loving devotional service. They are self-revealed truths manifested into this mundane world by the divine will through a channel of spoken communication brought about by the succession of genuine spiritual masters. What are the Shastras? They are brought about by the succession, like what you call it, like by the preceptorial channel. They are brought down by the preceptorial channel in the genuine spiritual masters, in the line of genuine spiritual masters. Disciplic succession. So that's why it's coming down. We all sing this kirtan every day. Krishna haite chaturmukh hai Krishna sevanmukh. Brahma haite naradera mati. Narada haite vyas madhva kahe vyasadas. Purna pragya padmanabha gati. It's Guru Parampara Kirtan, where we are glorifying that from where the knowledge is descending. It's descending from Krishna. Krishna haite chaturmukh. From Krishna this knowledge has come down to Brahma, and from Brahma to Narad, Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Madhva, and then it is coming down to Madhavendra Puri, and from Madhavendra Puri to Ishwar Puri, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Swarup Damodar, and all these 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, and further coming down to Narottam Thakur, Shyamananda Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya, and all other Acharyas, and then coming down to Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Prabhupada, Param Gurudev, Gurudev, and it's continuing to flow. And all of them are the channels. All of them are the channels. They are the channel. It's a channel of genuine spiritual masters, and which has come down now, and now it's going further, and it will continue to flow. This message of the Supreme Lord is not going to stop. Like a river, when we see a river, when the river water is flowing, it's flowing with a kind of a current. But when some obstacle comes, it takes diversion and again it starts to flow in another way. But there is no end. At one point the river has to reach the ocean. Like that. It has to reach the ocean. So there is no stop, there is no break. The flow is there, the current is there. Maybe some diversions may come. In the same way, the preceptorial channel, this spiritual masters, this parampara, it remains. We may not be able to understand. Why? Because the message has to descend, the message has to come. To whom? To those sincere souls, those who have fallen in this material world. There are so many sincere souls, those who have fallen in this material world, and those who are crying to unite with the Lord, to associate with the Lord, and to get His love. So for them, this message of the Supreme Lord, the teachings of the Supreme Lord, helps like a strong support by which they can elevate themselves to the level and attain ultimate goal of life. That is the speciality. So it's coming down through these spiritual preceptors. Why? They are the ones those who are devoid of all these four defects. A pure spiritual master, the one who has come down in the line of the Supreme Lord, they never have Brahm, they never have Pramad, they never have Viparlips, they never have Karanapattu. They don't have all these defects. They don't have all these, what you call them, they don't have all these inefficiencies. They are totally efficient to hold the message of the Lord and to carry it forward to the human society, for the benefit of the human society. That is the speciality. There is no religion in this world without its authentic scriptures. They are the true source of knowledge. If these authorities are ignored, religion becomes unsteady and irrational. As we all know this, when all these authorities are being ignored, when a person starts to do whatever comes in his own mind and keep on going according to his own speculation, according to his own style, what happens? Everything becomes unsteady and irrational. So that's why authority is very important for any religion. Today people, they say that religion is the reason to fight. The religion is actually not the reason to fight. The reason for fight and disturbance is the ignorance about the religion. When the person becomes ignorant and start to ignore, because initially when the person starts to ignore, slowly he becomes ignorant. As the person becomes ignorant of the scriptures, like so many foolish people, they don't even know a single word of the scripture. They don't even know a single verse of Bhagavad Gita. They don't even know who is the Lord. Nothing they don't know. And then they fight for all those things which are totally meaningless, which are totally baseless. And then again they claim themselves to be more religious and more spiritual. In the same way, there are other religions. Every religion, it speaks about peace. If someone thinks that different religions, they don't have the capacity to help people to reach ultimate goal of life, but at least all those religions, they teach about harmony, they teach about love, they teach about peace, they teach about all these things. But why there is always some violence in the name of religion? The reason is everyone is busy in only running for their livelihood, but never focusing about the importance of all these scriptures. If we sit and then try to understand what it is written, what is mentioned in the scriptures, what our authorities have taught us, then naturally we can understand that every religion is talking about the peace. And every religion is ultimately indicating us towards the path of God realization. Spiritual awakening, awakening of the soul, awakening of the spirit, which is very important. But what to do? Today we have time for watching television, we have time for watching movies, we have time to drink, we have the time to make fun, pass, everything. But we hardly have any time for chanting the holy name. We hardly have any time to understand these religious scriptures. Not only in one religion, all the people in the world, respective religion, whichever they belong to, but you will hardly find them having any inclination towards religion. Religion is a benediction, but foolish people, they consider it as curse. Religion at least teaches us a way of life, and ultimately the one which is beyond religion. Religion is not the right word to use when it comes for spiritual awakening, when it comes to God realization. Ultimate thing, it's beyond religion, barriers of religion. When we can walk on that path, our life is completely transformed. That is the speciality. That is the speciality. But because we have ignored all these things, that's why we are unable to understand anything. Our life is irrational, but Shastras are not irrational. They are based on true reasons and practical experiences or realizations. These Shastras, they are based on what they are based on. They are based on true reasons and practical experiences. It's not something which is impractical. To live in this material world is impractical. But scriptures are always practical. They are always practical. And also, not only practical, but also they are based on the realizations. Whereas ours is only a war of hollow words, whereas the Shastras are records of practical experiences. Like the conditioned soul, like all these motivational speakers, they speak so nicely, very attractive, very charming, but what is the use? They are like hollow words, because things appear so nice to listen, but when it comes to the practical life, it is totally different. The one who has to face it, they only know it, that it is not so easy how it appears to be. Like that. But Shastras are not like that. They are the records of practical experiences. Everything is practical in the Shastras. Nothing is hollow there. But those who are not connected to the Shastras, especially those Shastras which is the message of the Lord, direct message of the Lord, those who are not connected to it, how would they understand? When a person who is habituated to drink the diluted form of milk, like the milk which is mixed with lots of plenty of water, and then it is sold in the market, and the milk in which the cream has been taken out, and that is like pasteurized milk, when it is boiled and then the person takes, he feels very happy. But the same person when goes to some village and when he get the fresh milk, then first thing happens, it affects his stomach and then he will have loose motions. Why? It's fresh milk. Previously it was pasteurized, cream is taken out, lots of water is added to it, because body is not in a condition to digest the pure substance. In the same way, we are also not in a condition to understand the potentiality of those scriptures, the authenticity of those scriptures, and also the source through which the scriptures are descending for the benefit of this mankind. We are only happy with the hollow words external word jugglery and some nice attractive presentation of the fake words, and then we feel ourselves very relieved. We are in this kind of strange, craziest world today. That's why at the end we hardly see any result. When we don't see any result, we lose faith, or maybe we fight with each other, finding no benefit for anyone and creating a society of atheists. At the end, a society of atheists or fools are created, but no genuine people will come out. Anyhow, we shall discuss further tomorrow. Thank you very much. Jai Radhe Shyam.